Hello, this is Nataraja. Welcome to the top 50 mutual fund analysis as on Friday, October 11th. Let us get on with the presentation. Mutual funds relatively had a better week this week. You can see the comparison of the summary from this week with that of last week in the bottom. Let us look at the weekly top 50 had a weekly return of 3.03% compared to 1.46% last week. And the monthly top 50 had a return of 10.22% compared to 8.78% a week back. However, the annual top 50 reduced to 67.38 compared to 67.85 last week. What it means is that annual performance leaders are still sluggish short term. However, let us compare the overall mutual fund summary 920 this time and 917 last week. This time weekly gain was 0.57, whereas last week it was minus 3.09. So huge recovery there. Monthly gain 1.22 this week and minus 0.08 last week. 3 months return 3.98 this week. Last week it was 4.05. 15.83 for 6 month summary, 16.43 last week, 40.46 annual return, and 41.95 last week. So what we see is that we had a better returns for 1 week and 1 month basis, but subdued return for 3 months to 1 year. So what happens? What it means is the traditional performers kind of receded in their performance and new leadership is emerging. Since new leadership is emerging, this report becomes important. At least for the new investments, you may have to make switches and you may have to go back to your holdings and see whether there is anything to be sold. Let us look at the weekly top 50. There are three funds that have made to the green status. Now the green status has been the rules for which is made very tight. You need to have above average return within this list in all timelines across 1 week through 1 year. So even with such a rigid rule, we have three funds: Motilal Oswal ELSS Tax Saver Fund, Motilal Oswal Large and Mid Cap Fund, HSBC Mid Cap Fund. These two are in green status. So I would say they are definitely investment worthy. Motilal Oswal ELSS Tax Saver Fund has given 69.77% for the year, which is very impressive. And the other two are 64.39 and 61.41. Not bad. Now, you don't need to restrict to only the green status. You can also go for amber status. Now, the amber status is what? It is above average return in all timelines except for one. And for this rule, there is a concession made between weekly return and monthly return. If any one of them are bold, then both are considered bold. So let us look at those in amber which have given a very good weekly return and therefore may be investment worthy. Motilal Oswal Nifty India Defense ETF, Motilal Oswal Nifty India Defense Index Fund, Aditya Birla Sun Life Nifty India Defense Index Fund, Motilal Oswal Manufacturing Fund, HSBC Large and Mid Cap Fund, HDFC Defense Fund, Motilal Oswal Business Cycle Fund, Nippon India Nifty 500 Momentum 50 Index Fund, Motilal Oswal Nifty 500 Momentum 50. There are a couple of more: Union Innovation and Opportunities Fund. So they have had a good weekly return, and therefore, if you can feel that this trend will continue, then they are worthy of new investments. Let us look at the monthly top 50. Monthly top 50, you don't see anything green here because the weekly gains are coming for the new leaders. So within the amber one, The one with the strong weekly return is Mirae Asset Nice Frank Plus ETF. So that could be definitely considered. Looking at the annual top 50, there are some still in green. Motilal Oswal Mid Cap Fund with 72.46% return. Motilal Oswal ELSS Tax Saver Fund, we already saw that. UNESCO India Focused Fund. So these three definitely are investment worthy because green means above average in all timelines. Among the amber ones, we can definitely consider the ones which are doing well very short term. HDFC Defense Fund, LICMF Infrastructure Fund had a good weekly return, so they may be in the recovery mode. So maybe time for fresh investments. Now let us look at the bottom 50 on a weekly basis. Bottom 50 is used for understanding the bearish reversals. So that is done by looking at below average weekly return or below average monthly return, but having above average annual return. So any one of the monthly or weekly return is negative and annual return is above average. That gives us a clear indication of bearish reversal. And such funds are DSP Natural Resources and New Energy Fund, ICICI Prudential Nifty 100 Low Volatility 30 ETF FOF, ICICI Prudential Nifty Metal ETF, Mirae Asset Nifty Metal ETF. So this metal ETF is reversing. So with China recovery, metal ETF showed some signs, but they are now slowing down. So watch out on the metal ETF. Monthly bottom 50 is also used for bearish reversal indication. Same concept. Weekly or monthly needs to be below average and annual return should be above average. The ones we are seeing here are Quant Consumption Fund, NJ Flexi Cap Fund, Quant Business Cycle Fund, Quant Small Cap Fund, Quant Quantamental Fund, Quant EHG Equity Fund, ICICI Prudential Nifty Oil and Gas ETF, JM Value Fund, Quant Value Fund, DSP Nifty Top 10 Equal Weight Index Fund, Quant Large Cap Fund. There are a lot of Quant funds, Quant Focus Fund. So watch out on these funds. Especially quant funds have a tendency to do not so well when the markets are in sideways or not in a bullish situation. Annual bottom 50 is used to recognize the bullish reversal. Here we ignore the annual return. We just look at 1 week return and 1 month return being above average. And DSP World Mining Fund of Fund showing 12.88% for the month is a reversal signal, bullish reversal. Samco Flexi Cap Fund 2.36 for the week. The rest may not be worth mentioning. Private bank ETFs are still stuck in the bottom 50. So the good times haven't come for banking overall yet. That's the message. So that completes the equity review. Now we are going to hybrid review. Hybrid review, I have decided going forward to go for monthly top 50 and the overall universe average of 217 funds. Now let us compare the monthly top 50 improvement minus 1.34 for the week before, now 0.5. 1.15 became 1.59. So after beyond that, it is okay. 3.97 reduced to 3.66, 11.31 improved to 11.94, 25.59 become 29.74. So improvement in the 6 months and 1 year return, except 3 months return, is subdued. Looking at the overall hybrid universe, minus 1.45 improved to 0.27, 0.25 improved to 0.71, 2.99 reduced to 2.96, 9.67 reduced to 9.27, 22.75 reduced to 22.27. So again, some leadership churn out for the short term compared to a bit longer time. So the top 50 only will be discussed in hybrid. So this is the monthly top 50. That means only aggressive hybrid funds will appear unless there is a huge correction in the market. Let's look at the ones that are made green. UNESCO India Aggressive Hybrid Fund, Bandhan Hybrid Equity Fund, Baroda BNP Paribas Aggressive Hybrid Fund. So they are above average in all timelines. Among the amber ones, let me discuss only those which have done well in the last 1 week. HSBC Multi-Asset Allocation Fund, HSBC Equity Savings Fund, DSP Multi-Asset Allocation Fund, HSBC Aggressive Hybrid Fund, Baroda BNP Paribas Multi-Asset Fund, White Oak Capital Multi-Asset Allocation. No, that has not done well, sorry. Okay, so that should be good enough for the amber doing very well recently. So that's about hybrid funds. Good news is that the conservative funds or balanced funds are not appearing here, means hybrid funds, aggressive funds are doing reasonably well. Next, debt funds. Let's compare only the universal average here. Entire debt fund universal average 0.002 became better 0.22, 0.73 better 0.75 for 1 month return, 2.33 for 3 months became better at 2.37, 4.29 for 6 months return became better at 4.47, 8.53 for overall annual became better at 8.86. Debt monthly return this week was 1.10 and last week it was 1.07. So overall debt funds have done well. Only top 50 debt funds are discussed. There is a churn out in leadership. Last week we saw a lot of long duration funds. This time other funds have come. So the one in green for having above average return for all timelines from 1 week to 1 year are Bharat Bond ETF FOF April 2032, Bharat Bond ETF April 2032, Kotak Nifty SDL July 2033 Index Fund, UTI CRISIL SDL Maturity April 2033 Index Fund, Edelweiss CRISIL IBX 50 Gilt Plus SDL April 2037 Index Fund, Bandhan CRISIL IBX 9010 SDL Plus Gilt April 2032 Index Fund, DSP CRISIL SDL Plus GSEC April 2030 3050 Index Fund, LICMF Medium to Long Duration Fund. So only one medium long duration fund made it to the green. Otherwise, it is mostly gilt and fixed maturity kind of things. And annual returns are anywhere between 10 to 11 to 12 plus. So that is the debt funds. Lastly, commodity fund summary. Let's now compare the universal average, which is 53 funds became 54 this week. 0.77 last week, minus 1.34. That means there was a correction this week. 9.11 slowed down to 6 for 1 month, 3.49 reduced to 0.86 for 3 months, 10.97 reduced to 6.12 for 6 months, 33.26 reduced to 28.39. So the commodities spike up is slowing down. So watch out. The top 50 commodity funds, there is no green, only amber. Always there is a kind of a switch between the leadership across aggressive week and a defensive week. This is a defensive week. So the type of funds we see in amber are Tata Silver ETF FOF, UTI Silver ETF, Edelweiss Silver ETF, SBI Silver ETF, SBI Silver ETF FOF, Tata Silver ETF. So this I would say these all had a negative returns for the week. So very defensive stage, but lesser negative returns are at the bottom, and they are Zerodha Gold ETF, DSP Gold ETF, UTI Gold ETF, LICMF Gold ETF. So there is a confusion here which one to go for in correction week. So anyway, I'm not investing, so I'm not worried too much. So that completes the weekly top 50 mutual funds analysis by all mutual fund types. Disclaimer, this is neither a recommendation or a solicitation for mutual fund investments. This is just a quantitative analysis and giving you the data as is. Mutual fund investments are always subjected to market risk. Do your own due diligence and be answerable, responsible for your own actions. You can follow me on any of the various social network platforms. This WhatsApp group is special because this is where this is a peer group where we discuss all kind of stock investments and trading. So with this, I'm coming to an end. There will be another report, special mutual fund report on equity funds, where we discuss the performance of equity funds by subtypes in detail. So look for that. So see you soon. Thank you.